Hi, I'm Joseph Adonu from the University of Bedfordshire in England. I have a message for you today on the power of the human mind. You know, from a psychological point of view, I can assure you that in this brain that we have are 100 billion specialized cells called neurons. And these neurons are the cells that compose the nervous system made up of the brain and the spinal cord and the rest of the nerves are in our peripheral system. By this potential power of the brain which is the most important and the most powerful organ in the body, in this brain, God, I believe, has given us the potential to achieve anything we want to achieve in this world to the praise and glory of His name. Now, this brain is so powerful that every human achievement that you see around, every unfathomable creation that you see around as a result of human agency came into place as a result of the exploitation of the human mental power. In fact, I can assure you that as you look into life and come to see the grandiose architectural achievements of skyscrapers and bridges and tunnels, as you come across and have a look at the incredible achievement that has been made in the areas of aviation technology and medicine, in the areas of information and communications technology, you can appreciate the potential power of the human brain. Certain human beings at certain points in time took the initiative to imagine possibilities and to create things and invent systems and formulae to bring about all these inventions and unfathomable achievements of human activity, for which we give glory to God and we remain grateful. Now, what I want to bring your attention to is that despite this potential power that we have in us, many people, many human beings go about in this world not achieving much, not exploiting that potential power in them. As a matter of fact, many people die and go to the grave with all this mental power. Dr. Miles Monroe, one of the most eloquent Christian leaders and teachers of our time, has made a statement which amazes me. He said that the richest place, the wealthiest place in this world is not the oil wells of Saudi Arabia, it's not the oil wells of Libya, it's not the gold mines of Johannesburg, it's not the gold mines of Ghana, it's not the uranium mines and wells of Russia. But the greatest, the richest, the wealthiest place in this world is the cemetery. Because in the cemetery is buried great ideas, great inventions, great models, great books, great systems that never became a reality because people who had all these ideas and systems and books inside them dared not to explore them and went to the grave with all this wealth, all this inexhaustible wealth of human potential. Well, that doesn't give glory to God because it is the will of God for us to exploit and to explore the capacities that He has purposely deposited in us. So the message that I'm bringing to you today is that there's so much potential power in our human nature, which can be exploited, which can be outdoored into productivities and inventions and activity that will bring reward to us as well as people around us. Because when we succeed, when we become victorious in our lives, then we can enjoy our lives and also use that success to facilitate the lives of the people around us, and the world can become a better place because of our productivity and our courage to exploit that potential that has been deposited in us. Now, talking about the potential that is caged in us, one of the reasons why many people, in fact, I would dare to say most people, do not dare to explore the potential hidden in them is fear. Fear of performance, fear of criticism, fear of evaluation, even fear of failure, fear of success. In fact, comparative psychologists have told us that there are only two fundamental fears that human beings are born with. Human beings are genetically wired with these fears and we are born with them. So every human infant has a fear of falling or the fear of being dropped and the fear of a loud noise. Obviously, these two fundamental fears are wired into us from infancy for survival reasons, so that we can protect ourselves when the people who are responsible for us fail to protect us. But beyond these two fundamental fears that we have, over time, through the experiences and through the tribulations and afflictions and failures that we go in this life, we condition several other fears into our systems. And these fears cage us from exploiting and exploring and outdooring our potential. We condition into ourselves the fear of failure, the fear of criticism, the fear of evaluation. In psychological or social science research, there is what we call evaluation apprehension, which is the fear we have of other people's scrutiny, the comments and disapprovals and misrepresentations that other people pass on us as a result of misperception. Because of all these fears we have, the potential power that is deposited in us, that is meant for exploitation and productivity, is caged and is hemmed in. But the message that I'm trying to bring across to you is that in the same way as we learn all these fears, in the same way as we condition ourselves with all these fears that cage us through the experiences that we have, we can unlearn and uncondition these fears in order to release us from our cage to exploit and explore our human potential. The CEO and founder of Flowers School of Technology and Management, Michael Flowers, took this burden upon himself and wrote a powerful book titled The Money-Making Code, in which he systematically and thoroughly documented the psychological, social, economic, and personality factors that cage us from exploiting our potential. And he has given very feasible, realistic, and rational, powerful strategies and principles and tips by which we can uncage ourselves and we can release ourselves into our greatness. This book called The Money-Making Code is a book that I recommend to everybody who wants to build the courage and determination to exploit their potential power and to uncage themselves and release themselves into their greatness. They are talking about reinventing your life, talking about recreating your experiences, talking about coming out of your cages, your mental cages of fear, your mental cages of indolence and confusion, to that high ground of self-discovery, self-exploitation, self-examination, self-reinvention is what we are talking about in this particular context. And this book, The Money-Making Code, has these principles and strategies that will amaze your mind and that will amuse you. And that will give you the psychological engineering and the appetite to rise out of dormant states of mind and activate yourself and release your potential. Now, this book, which can be purchased or accessed from themoneymakingcode.com or michaelflowers.com, this book has become the talk of the town, and it is a must-read book for anybody who is pursuing academic training in the areas of business or entrepreneurship. Even you who are a layperson, so-called, who have a simple desire to exploit your potential, to increase your levels of productivity, to reinvent yourself, and to reach the potential, the exploitation and deployment of your potential to the achievement and fulfillment that you have always desired. This book has specifically been designed for you. And remember this as I close this message, that the Reverend Jesse Jackson has said that there is unlimited power in a developed mind and a disciplined spirit. If your mind can conceive anything and your heart can believe it, you can achieve it. To get hold of a copy of this book, just go to themoneymakingcode.com and explore this book and purchase one for yourself and for loved ones. This has been your one and only Joseph Adonu. It's been a pleasure bringing you this message. Thank you.